Hi, this is my desk research presentation for the subject Digital Experience Design Studio. My research focus is on designing to support the experiences of queer community in Asia. So why did I choose this demographic? Let's get started. LGBTQ people are by far one of the most misunderstood, unheard, underserved, and marginalized community, especially in Asia because of conservative social attitude, lack of visibility and legal protection, political instability, and lack of resources. These can be linked to discrimination, inequality, identity formation, lack of representation, mental health, physical well-being, and so on. Considering all the challenges, the aim is to provide to raise awareness, develop culturally sensitive intervention, and empower the community. The aim described, the motivation is how do we make everyone feel inclusive and create a welcoming environment? We do that by understanding the demographic better on a personal, psychological, and social level. By doing so, it will improve understanding and acceptance of queer individuals, reduce discrimination and prejudice, improves health outcome, inform policy and social change, create a more inclusive and equitable society. What value this add to the society? It is not just beneficial to queer but also to the public. Enriching and improving the experiences and life of queer radiate positivity in surrounding people. Most importantly, that it helps address social inequality, inform policy decision, and build a capacity for this kind of research, especially for Asia. By and large, elevating the experiences of queer, create an atmosphere that put people at the center of the process, which is all what ECD is about. So, how does the role of music tie in this? Research has shown that queer individuals may experience higher level of stress, anxiety, and mental health issues compared to their heterosexual and cisgender counterparts. Music has been shown to be an effective tool for promoting mental health and well-being. And there are ongoing research exploring how music can be useful in that area as well. So the second part is method of test research. To the surprise of absolutely no one, these three were used for getting the inspiration and getting the material. ChatGPT was particularly useful for exploring the topic further, whereas Google Scholar and UTS Library were useful for getting academic publication, paper press releases, and getting other industry approved peer approved knowledge to dig the topic deeper to dig the topic deeper, the following keywords were used. Queer community, LGBTQ plus community, Asia diversity, inclusivity, music therapy, self-expression, identity, equality, social change. The use of these words led me to around 30 papers out of 11 turned out to be useful, and based on that, I found a better, solid, and narrow direction, which is to focus on struggle and experiences of queers from a specific part of the world. So, finding out the desk research, which is the most interesting part of the research, and this is divided into two sections: academic publication. There has been abundant academic publication where some focus on community as a whole, whereas some focus on a specific part in relation to the role of music. So one publication that stood out because of its rather strong take on sexuality was The Construction of Homosexuality by Greenberg, 1990, where the author argued that homosexuality is not a natural or essential category, but rather a socially constructed identity that had been shaped by a variety of historical and cultural factors. That view of the author contrasts my personal take, where any sexuality, hetero, gay, bi, non-binary, asexual, and so on, come from within. Hence, it is a natural phenomenon. It is agreeable to some extent that society has played a role in history, influencing the formation of identity in several ways, but however, implying that the development of homosexuality is constructed by society is an oversimplification of a vastly complicated matter. Supporting my argument to an extent is the publication The Nature of Homosexuality, Science, Essentialism, and Queer Theory by Enrique, where she argued the idea that homosexuality is not a natural or essential category is a misreading of queer theory, and that it is possible to both acknowledge the social construction of social sexuality and recognize the existence of a distinct queer identity. She also pointed out that reliance solely on scientific research to understand sexuality has a lot of constraints. The second part is commercial effort. One thing that stood out was from the physical space is queer songs orchestra, which is a Canadian musical collective composed of 12 allied musicians who collaborate to arrange and perform the LGBTQ plus community history. The group seek to showcase the diversity and richness of the queer music and culture and to create a space for queer voices to be heard and celebrated. The disco ball is often associated with queer culture due to its prominent use in disco music and dance culture, which emerged in the 1970s and became closely intertwined with LGBTQ plus nightlife scene in urban areas like New York City and San Francisco. It became associated with the liberation, joy, and self-expression. There are services like curated music playlists for LGBTQ plus people on music platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. Most of these products aim to support a sense of community, promoting mental health and well-being, providing a platform for expression and celebrating diversity. The product was successful in their sense, such as the orchestra, piano, pride piano. They foster community and inclusivity for all according to user feedback. Summary of the finding. A lot of the research focused on psychology, sociology, anthropology, and sexuality of the queer community. Personally, I find coming out family, identity, culture, and social research to be most meaningful. Regarding commercial effort, I find that disco ball might not be useful to a wide audience as not everybody go to disco. In contrast, curated music playlists can be enjoyed anywhere and are comfortable. So music is a suitable means for queer individuals to express themselves, which is one of the most meaningful experiences. The expected next step would be getting in touch with queer people from different backgrounds, do the semi-structured interview, focus on the hurdle and constraint of being a queer. The next step would be like asking their day-to-day experiences, professional aspect, family relation, their struggle, personal struggle with the burden that come with being queer. Even though I don't have any design in my mind right now, but whatever I design, it need to meet the following criteria, which is like promote inclusivity, create a safe and welcoming space, incorporate interactivity, celebrate diversity and history, foster self-expression, and most importantly, mindful of regional culture, especially in Asia, while promoting social change and advocacy. These are the references. Thank you.